Tatrapi, in that condition, in the society of human being descendant from monkeys, niravorodhaha, without hesitation, soirena, independently, without reference to the goal of life, viharan, enjoying like monkeys, atikirpana buddhi, whose intelligence is dull because he does not properly utilize his assets, anyanya, of one another, mukha nirikshana adina, by seeing the faces. When a man sees the beautiful faces of a woman and a woman sees the strong build of the man's body, they always desire one another. Big one. Okay. When a man sees the beautiful face of a woman and the woman sees the strong build of the man's body, they always desire one another. Gramya karmana, by material activities for sense gratification. Gramya katha, gramya karmana. Eva only. Vismrita, forgotten. Kala vadihi, the limited span of life, after which one's evolution may be degrading or elevating. Translation. In this way, the descendant of monkey intermingle with each other and they are generally known as Sudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely. Not knowing the goal of life, they are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus, they forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. So please respond. In this way, the descendant of monkeys intermingle with each other, and they are generally known as Sudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities, known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus, they forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Materialistic people are sometimes called Sudras, a descendant of monkey, due to their monkey-like intelligence. They do not care to know how evolutionary process is taking place, nor do they believe in transmigration of the soul. When one scientifically studies the evolutionary theory, one can understand that human life is a junction where one may take the path of promotion or degradation, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:25. Janti deva vrata devan pitrim janti pitri vrataha bhutani janti bhutejya janti mam ajina apimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirit will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. In this life, we have to prepare ourselves for promotion to the next life. Those who are in the mode of Rajaguna are generally interested in being promoted to the heavenly planets. Some unknowingly are degraded to the lower animal forms. Those in the mode of goodness can engage in devotional service, and after that they can return home back to God. Janti madhajino apimam. That is the real purpose of human life. This Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring intelligent human beings to the platform of devotional service. Instead of wasting time trying to attain a better position in material life, one should simply endeavor to return home back to God. Then all problems will be solved. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:217, Sinvatam Sukatha Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Sinvatam Sukatha Krishnaha Punya Sravana Kirtanaha Tudam tustoi avadrani vidhunati sritam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in the everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the desire for the material enjoyment from heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. One simply has to follow the regulative principle, act like a Brahmana, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, one purifies himself of the baser material modes, Tamaguna and Rajaguna, and becoming freed from the greed of these modes, can attain complete peace of mind. In this way, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one's relationship with Him thus be promoted to the highest perfection. Siddhim Paramam Gataha. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Jnana Anjanasalakaya Chakkur Nimiletan Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shridapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Tirupam Sagrajatam Sakanasi Raghunatham Mitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pradan Sagana Raitam Sri Visakam Vitam Cha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषावानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत समिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, thank you for coming, attending the morning program. Today is houseful. Actually, we should make in future upcoming days, we will make it mandatory Saturday when Prabhu will come, because this Bhagavatam should be mandatory. Prabhupada make it that every morning one must hear Bhagavatam. So because bhakti is not a sentimental thing. Our bhakti should be based on the foreground of knowledge and detachment. And that can be solidified by hearing, bona fide hearing from Vedanta Sutri. That is, Prabhupada has given that. You should not take it, no, I will come, I may or may not come. It's not optional. One must hear. So Prabhupada said that very nicely. I am not getting this verse. तदादान मुनिया ज्ञान वैराग्य युक्ताय पश्चान्ति आत्मानि च आत्मनम भक्त्या सुत्ता भक्त्या सुत गृहीताय. So here Prabhupada has written very nicely that where it is. Yeah, the devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full of knowledge, combined with detachment from material association, and which is fixed by the oral reception of Vedanta Sutri, is only perfect method by which the seriously inquisitive student can realize the absolute truth. So it is not sentiment. It is a foreground of knowledge. Therefore, this Bhagavatam is very important to hear. The classes should be mandatory. Everybody should come. Because Prabhupada say one beautiful purport that Mayavadi may question that, okay, you are very much happy with association of devotee, but what about your plan for crossing the ocean of material existence? Prabhupada is very nicely writing this verse. What is your plan for? What is your plan for crossing the ocean? So he quoted this Dhruva Maharaj verse. So in this beautiful purport, Prabhupada has given that how important the Bhagavatam. A Mayavadi philosopher may question You may be very happy in association of devotee. See, association of devotee is not also sufficient if there is no hearing. Association of devotee means Ravanam Kirtanam. There's a 5, 12, 13, he say that the association of devotee, in the association of devotee, there is no political, social talks, only Krishna Katha. So here Prabhupada saying that you may be very happy in association of devotee, but what is your plan for crossing the ocean of material existence? Dhruva Maharaj's answer is that it is not very difficult. No, sir, it is not very difficult. He clearly says that this ocean can be crossed very easily if one simply becomes mad to hear glories of the Lord. Bhagavad Guna Katha Mataha. Mata means mad. Pana Mataha means is mad to hear. And for anyone who persistently engage in hearing the topics of Lord from Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Chaitamrita, who is actually addicted to this process, just when one become addicted to intoxicant, it is very easy to cross this science of material existence. Very easy. So this association of devotee means always Sarvanam Kirtanam. Therefore, we will make it up this Bhagavatam class, Saturday attendance, all the initiated devotee mandatory. Prabhupada said. Otherwise, it's very difficult to cross the ocean. So there's the last verse before we start. Here Prabhupada says that this verse is especially meant to substantiate the devotional process of hearing subject matter. A devotee does not like to hear anything other than subject dealing with spiritual activity or pastime of the Supreme Personality of God. We can increase our propensity for devotional service by hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam from a realized soul. More we hear from realized, more we make advancement in our devotional service. More we advance devotional service, more we become detached from the material world. The more we become detached from material world, as advised by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, more we increase in attachment for Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, a devotee who actually wants to make progress in devotional service, go back to Godhead, lose interest in sense enjoyment, associating with person who are after money and sense. This is the advice of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the more you hear, and how you can get knowledge, more you hear. Therefore, Krishna say, Mai arpita manobuddhir, asamsya samagram. Mai arpita manobuddhim, simply mana nahi, buddhi also, hearing na knowledge, this transcendental knowledge is there. Otherwise, one cannot cross the ocean. One cannot be like sentimental. Therefore, this Sunday program, the program, morning program is most essential program. Essential program to advance in Krishna consciousness. Krishna says, Mayasakta manapartha yogamindu madasraya. Yes, Shrunu, you hear that, then we can advance. So today also this Bhakti Rasamrita in the morning, the beautiful verses that Rupa Goswami quoted, that even after you are householder, you must establish this one. At least you can come at least 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. If you cannot come, Prabhupada time, every householder was nearby. So every day they come. Prabhupada says that no need to. But if you are outside, very distant place, you must have the deity, so that you will develop attachment. Dena tena prakarana Krishna manonivasate. Our whole idea to develop the attachment for Krishna. Once you get the attachment, all other rules and regulations will be followed. So on this note, we will start our Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 14, 31. So today's verses is that so 10, 14, sorry, 5, 14, 31. So he say, in this way, the descendant of monkey intermingle with each other. In this way means there is some reference to the previous verses. There is something called in Sanskrit Singha Avalokana. When the lion will go, move, the movement of the lion means he will go and look back. 3/4, he will look back. So this is called lion Singha Avalokana. So these verses means you have to look back the previous verses. In this way, descendant. So we will go through two verses behind. So the 2 verses behind it is say that sometimes the materialistic, they take shelter of the gurus. They shelter of the some kind of pseudo gurus or demigods to relieve from this material misery. But this pseudo guru and all, they cannot, because they themselves is not perfect. So they are cheated. When they are cheated, yesterday verses, when they are cheated, they will come to the real guru, Paramahansa. But because of their unable to control their senses, monkey disciple Prabhupada is unable to control the control the senses, they do not follow the regulative principle. Again, they fall back. Again they fall back, and in this way they are entrapped. They are cycle of transmigrate from one body to another body. So this is the yesterday verses. There is so many verses quoted. What is that called? Monkey Vairaga, 16 Markata Vairaga was Sansana Vairaga, 16,238. So today we are continuing with that. So in this way, descendant of monkey intermingle with each other. They are called monkey. Why? Because human form of life is coming from three sources. Our previous birth. One is from lion, one is from cows, lion and monkey. So our last birth is either cow or lion or monkey. Those who are in mode of goodness, they are coming from cow. That means your last birth is cow. Like so, those who are brahmanas, those who are coming from the lion, their mode of passion. They are coming from the monkey, their mode of ignorance. Therefore, the particular word is used monkey, markata. So ignorance. So what happened? These people, because the problem is that in India and everywhere they do not follow the Shastra. As I told you, this particular devotional service spirituality always based on the evidence from the Shastra. Rupa Goswami quoted the very nice verses that Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatrika Vidhivinna Aikantika Harer Bhakti Utpadeva Kalpate. So all these people, they do not follow, but they claim to be religious. They do not follow this Shastric knowledge. Shastra is the main thing. Ye Shastra vidhi ussajya vartate kama karata. Na sukham avapnati. Na paramagata. So Krishna also, Prabhupada also write paramagata. They cannot get the perfection. So our devotional service should not be sentimental. Anukullena Krishnanusilanam, according to Shastric knowledge. So therefore they do not follow, they claim the religious. And they take shelter of the so many kind of guru. And this kind of guru, Siddho Goswami, Siddho Guru, Siddho Swami, they cannot get us out from this one. So here it is said that, there is a beautiful verses, it is stated here that that a materialistic so-called guru instructs his materialistic disciple about economic development, sense gratification. Because of such instruction, foolish disciple continue in materialistic existence of ignorance. But your lordship give knowledge that is eternal. The intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated on the original constitution position. So this is what the complete scenario of this particular modern age of Kali, that people are Sumanda Mata, so much misdirected. So today the subject matter I put Imbroglio in misdirected materialistic. They are Sumanda Mata, Manda Sumanda Mata. First of all, most of them, Manda means very lazy. Lazy in what? Lazy in self-realization, not lazy in other things. Self-realization, Sumanda Mata, but very few people, Manusyanam Saharsa Sukhasti Detati Siddhaya. Very few people, those who are interested, they are Sumanda Mata, misdirected. Very misdirected. So this is what they are misdirected. They take shelter of the gurus, those who are cheaters. Instead of freeing from the material bondage, they are more into materialistic sense gratification. But somehow and other, if they get a Paramahansa guru, then they will come to the spiritual platform. So these people are called monkeys. Monkeys means Sudra. Also monkeys is called as a Sudra. Sudra means what? Sudra is not like a, what is called, not kind of discriminatory distinction. Sudra means ignorance. Sudra means Sudati iti Sudra. Just like definition of Brahmana. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. Vipra, Veda pathete bhavete Vipra. Vipra means this knowledgeable Brahmana. So therefore Brahma jananti. Kshatriya means Kshetra trayati iti Kshatriya. Those who protect the injury. So similarly Sudati iti Sudra. Sudra means those who laments. Why they laments? Because of ignorance. Because they are called Sudra, ignorance. Anybody, even a Brahmanas is ignorance, he is also called Sudra. A Sudra is endowed, adorned with the qualities of Brahmana, he can be called as Yasyal Lakshanam. Narada Muni say that according to one's symptoms, one can be called. So here Sudra is mentioned, means with ignorance. What is ignorance? Ignorance of the goal of life. Ignorance of the self-interest. They are called Sudra. So without hesitation, they live more freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another. That is again, this is the ignorance means. There is very nice verses is there. Prabhu used to quote these verses. This is spoken by the Rishabhdev. Rishabhdev say that what is that ignorance speaking? If one is serious, sorry. So this is a beautiful verses quoted by Rishabhdev. He told that what is our real problem? Our real problem, due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about real self-interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desire. And all his plans are made for this purpose, for temporary sense gratification. Such a person creates a society of envy. Due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about it. So this is ignorance is the root cause of our things. Therefore, when you turn away from the Lord, what is that called? Jhapatiya Krishna bhuliya jiva bhagavancha kare. When you forget Krishna and trying to gratify the senses, Maya is capturing. That is one of the function of Maya, Prakhyatmika. Then he will cover Avratmika. Covering is there, different covering. A tree covering and a stone covering and a human covering is different. So the covering is there. This due to covering ignorance, we do not know what is our self-interest. Therefore, we are plunges into this ocean of transmigrating punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punanami janani. So this ignorance is the root cause of our material bondage. And Krishna also say, therefore this Bhagavatam is very important. The transcendental knowledge is prime important, very much what you say, paramount importance. It's Krishna also say that these beautiful verses, Krishna say, "O most intelligent Uddhava, the living entity called Jiva is part and parcel of me. But due to ignorance, he has been suffering in material bondage since time immemorial. By knowledge, however, he can be liberated." The root cause of our conditioning is due to ignorance. Because Maya covers. Maya samohita jivam. The Vyasadeva is very beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. He told, why? Because as soon as you are torn away from the Lord, Krishna Bahirmukha, Vasudeva Paramukha, when we become Vasudeva Paramukha, our Maya capturing and Maya samohita jivam is covering us, the ignorance. Therefore, Krishna say that by knowledge, however, he can be liberated. This knowledge is not Mayavadi knowledge. This knowledge is not Vaidism or material knowledge. Jadavidya, this is called transcendental knowledge. Paravidya. So this is the thing that Krishna is telling, that one has to come to the knowledge. Therefore, whole Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is meant to elevate people to get this transcendental knowledge so that we can get out from this ignorance. Niscience. What is niscience of material existence? Ignorance. Jnana vijnana jajjena mam istha manam atmani sarvajagya patim mam by samsiddhi munaya gaman. See, formally the great Krishna is telling, there is a beautiful verses in Bhagavatam also, 4:10. Formally great sages through the sacrifice of Vedic knowledge, spiritual enlightenment, worship me within themselves, knowing me to the supreme Lord of all sacrifice, thus super soul in everyone art. Thus coming to me, these sages achieve the supreme perfection. See how the Vedic knowledge is very important. Very much important. Out of all kind of achievement, this transcendental knowledge is very important. Otherwise, we will fall into the trap of Sudra. Sudati iti Sudra. Sudati means laments due to ignorance. Laziness, sleeping, also all this, all mode of Rajaguna, Tamaguna, all the things. So they are characterized by all greediness, laziness, sleeping. These are the things. So this is Sudra. Sudra is not like that. No, I am different kind of discrimination. No, one kind of distinction. No, Sudra means with ignorance, who do not have any education, no culture, almost animal. Therefore, why the monkey has been considered as Sudra? All people are called monkey. Why? Because they're just like animal. They do not have any culture. They do not know. Therefore, this transcendental knowledge is very important. Lord Shiva, therefore, is saying that you want, out of all achievement, this transcendental achievement is very important. Transcendental knowledge. Jnanam nihsresham param. In the material world, there are different type of achievement. But all of them achievement in knowledge is considered to be highest, because one can cross the ocean of niche science only on boat of knowledge. Otherwise, ocean is impassable. So if you trying to dodge the Bhagavatam Bhagavad Gita class, very, very important classes, so that means we are missing the opportunity of going back to God. Therefore, this Saturday coming, because association with household are very difficult. There is no opportunity for hearing. Therefore, it is stated by Narada Muni, the last classes Prabhu also quoted 7:14:3-4, that Sravanam Bhagavatam Avikshanaha Hari Katha Amrutam. Sravanam Avikshana means again and again. You don't say that I know Putana story, I know. No, again and again. Prabhupada written in purport, if somebody say I have completed Bhagavad Gita, I have completed Bhagavatam, foolishness. How can you complete? Prabhupada say it will take 150 years minimum to complete Bhagavatam. If you really intensely read, scrutinizingly. So you are telling I have completed Bhagavatam, I have completed Bhagavad Gita. Avikshana means again and again. So this important is knowledge, because it will suspend this transmigration. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jastare. Fleeing from one species to another species, fleeing from one womb to another, it will be stopped. There's a beautiful verses is there that is say that by this transcendental knowledge one can stop this wheelful of birth and death. The transcendental knowledge in relation with Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in complete suspension of the wefts and wheelfuls of material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment. Being transcendental, it is approved by authority. Who could fail to be attracted? So Brahmanas characterize illuminating. They want to know knowledge. Illuminating very. Those who are Kshatriya, they are in the mode of passion. They are always full of greedy desire. And Vaishyas are mixture of passion and ignorance. And Sudras are ignorance. Parichayaratmakam karyam. So Parichayaratmakam kamam. They serve to others, they are very not cultured. So they are called monkey-like. Just like a monkey, you see monkey is jumping from one branch to another branch. Only for one reason, to have a sex. So we are doing the same thing. That jumping from one species to another species, one womb to another womb, for the sake of sense gratification. That's all. Because sense gratification is the causes of our material bondage, causes of the transmigration of the soul. So therefore it is compared with monkey. This is like monkey jumping from one branch to, we are jumping from one branch to another. Somehow by this kind of evolutionary process of jumping, somehow and other, is say that today's verses, somehow and other we are, somehow and other, এইভাবে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোন ভাগ্যবান জীব. So here it is said that they are captivated by simply seeing, not only this person I heard, they are captivated simply by seeing the face to one another, remind them sense gratification. So whole idea of Sudra is sense gratification. Sex life is considered to be most adirasa, most captivating. Out of all kind of things, most strongly binding force is the sex life. This family attachment is facilitating that more, because all other ashrama, they do not have this luxury. Brahmachari Banaprastha, but only the license given to the Grahastha ashrama. So Grahastha ashrama is very dangerous ashrama. There is a Prabhupada say, there is a philosopher called Robert Marshall, London, very famous. He told that family life is the imputation for economic growth. Because you will not have driving force for that. So therefore it is said that Bahu Dukkha, this sex life is very much condemned. What is that verse? Wife worshipper. President Prabhu has given one verses. This is, I think. Yes, wife worshipper. See, the materialistic followers of Vedic rituals giving up worship of the Lord, instead practically worship their wives. Thus, see, Prabhu gave a class, this word, I remember, long time. So, practically worship their wives, and thus their homes become dedicated to sex life. So these monkeys are very expert in this sex life. So we thinking that we are very smart, that we are, no, monkeys are, they have like dozen of promiscuity is very much rampant. Because why? There is a There's somewhere monkeys, they think that because they kill by offspring. The female monkey, they thought that if I will have a sexual partner with so many people, so my offspring will not be killed. So for that reason, they will have multiple things. So this is the reason why they want. They do not want monogamous. They want this, everyone. Polygamous. So this is what monkey is compared here, because dedicated to sex life is very much condemned. Because by birth we have some inclinations. By human birth we have inclination for this sex life. To hold our Krishna consciousness, to purify this abominable things. So there is a saying that by human birth one is very much addicted to this kind of thing. Simply by material birth, human being attached to within the mind personal sense gratification, long duration of life, sense activity, bodily strength, and sexual potency. See, and friends and family. Their minds are thus absorbed in that which defeat the actual self-interest. By human birth itself, because we have torn away from the Lord, and now we wanted to enjoy the sense gratification. Vasudeva Paramukha. We have Vasudeva Paramukha means we entangle, we are now covered. Avaharant, Prakhyatmika, Avaratmika. We are covered. So when you covered, so by birth we are attracted to this kind of thing, sense gratification. Pretty much into this, and because of this kind of thing, what is the wrong in that? It defeats our interest. Why it defeats our interest? It is stated by Rishodev. Rishodev say that even though one may be very learned and wise, he is mad if he does not understand the endeavor for sense gratification is useless waste of time. Being forgetful of his own interest, he tried to be happy in material world, centering his interest around his home, which is based on sexual intercourse, and which brings him all kind of material miseries. In this way, one is no better than foolish animal. Therefore, the beast, we are compared to a beast called animal called monkey. As long as we remain ignorance, we do not cultivate for our real interest of going back to Godhead, the real goal of life, then we are called as Sudras. We are called as monkey. The monkey disciple, they say, Prabhupada. In this way, one is not better than foolish animal. So this is our problem. Therefore, we have to, our whole Krishna consciousness process is purificatory process. How to come to the point of Sataguna. You have to come to the point of Sataguna. Therefore, see Prabhupada, see how purport is. Prabhupada very clever. 1 to 17, why he quoted? He knows that this is a mode of passion and ignorance, and you have to come to Sataguna. Therefore, Nasta Prayasu Abhadresu, Sinmatam Sokatha Krishna. We have to come to Bhagavatam class and to hear and clean just this misdirected things. You have to hear. By hearing, we will stop desiring for all the things. There's a beautiful verses Uddhava, I think, quoted. He told that Tava Vikrititam Krishna Ninnam Paramamangalam Kanna Pyusam Asadhya Tajjanti Anyas Purajata. We have got by birth, we are so much inclined to sex life, all sense gratification. Oh my dear Krishna, your pastime are supremely auspicious for mankind, are an intoxicated beverage for the years. Tasting such pastime, people forget their desire for other things. Therefore, Prabhupada quoted that Sinmatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtan is very pious, virtuous. What will do? What is the effect of this hearing Krishna Katha? Na Sinmatam Sokatha Punya Sravana Hudayantustani Abhadrani. All this Abhadrani means lost, anger, greed, all inauspicity, mode of passion and ignorance. Anartha Nirviti Sat. This Anartha Nirviti will go on. That natural proclivity of the mind towards sex will be stopped by the hearing process. Therefore, it is said that Nasta Prayasu Abhadresu. Prayasu means Prabhupada says 75%. Prayasu Abhadra means all inauspicity will be cleansed. And we will come to the point of fixed up. Nishta platform. What is that Nishta platform? Sataguna. We come to point of Sataguna, where you will not be disturbed. Then we can cultivate Krishna consciousness. But in Rajaguna, Tamaguna, we have no opportunity of executing Krishna consciousness, cultivating Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Anartha Nirviti, the first installment of Anartha will go by the process of hearing Krishna Katha. Then when you come to the point of Sataguna, then all this desire, material desire, will not be attacked. Anavidam, what is that? Tadaraja Tamo Bhava Chetaitai Anavidam. It will not be attacked by all the things. We are fixed up with fixed up with Satagun, so that it won't be 1 to 19. So here it is said that as soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart of the effect of nature of mode of passion and ignorance, such as the lost desire and hankering, disappear from the heart, then the devotee is established in goodness, he becomes completely happy. Unless you come to the mode of goodness, you cannot be happy. Mode of passion is anxiety. Bahu dukkha dukkha vad. That sex life, sense gratification gives you misery. Everybody trying to be happy, but they will not be happy. There's a beautiful verses in this regard. He say that everybody trying to be happy. In this human form of life, men and women united for sexual pleasure, sensual pleasure of sex. But actual experience, we have observed that none of them are happy. Because on the platform of passion and ignorance, nobody can be happy. Ultimately, it is frustrating. Therefore, seeing the contrary result, I have stopped taking part in materialistic activity. One cannot be happy. What is that verse? See, in the material world, every living entity desires some future happiness, which is exactly like a mirage. In the desert, where is water in desert? Other words, where is happiness in the material world? As for the body, what is the value? It is merely a source of various diseases. So-called philosophers, scientists, politicians know very well. But nonetheless, they aspire for temporary happiness. Happiness is very difficult to obtain, but because they are unable to control their senses, they run after so-called happiness of the material world, never come to the right conclusion. So they are trying to happy with sex pleasure, the monkey like the Sudra, but they cannot. Ultimately, they are doomed to failure. Howsoever trying to sophisticated environment, gorgeous arrangement you create for the sense gratification, particularly sex life, one cannot. There's a story is there. Prabhupada used to quote it. I don't remember exactly. One person was leprosy or something. His wife, he told that I have a desire to have a sex with a society girl. Then wife arranged for this. Then he came on particular date. The society girl gave him two kind of food. One is golden plate, one is normal plate. So then he asked it, do you take this one, take it. Both he took. What is the difference of taste? Well, same taste. So you see, sex life is like this. Either this one, that one. This either A, B or Z. It is all same. Final output is this pleasure. That little bit of a big issue over a small tissue. So this is monkey. This big monkey. What is Prabhupada say now? Sometimes big monkey, jumping sillan, big belly, jumping sillan, melancholy. That's like Hanuman jumped. But what would you? So they are imitating. Like Bhagavad Gita, I know everything. India, they say that, but they do not know essence sarva dharman parityaga. They do not come to the conclusion. Therefore, it is said that never come to the right conclusion. They never come to the right conclusion. So this is the thing. The problem of this sense gratification will end up with misery only. It is always impregnated with miseries. So therefore, it is stated today's verses that these people are seeing each other face. We have seen in Bhagavatam that the attraction of all the things, attraction with women is very, very strong. There is a beautiful verses is there. Prabhu also quoted last time. 331, two verses, same verses. It says that the infatuation and bondage which accrue to a man from attachment to any other object is not as complete as that resulting from the attachment to a woman, to the fellowship of men who are fond of women. So today purport also seeing with one another. Seeing with one another means sense gratification will come. That is the thing, face to face. So this is the thing, that the attachment is so strong So strong. It is stated that even the person among all kind of living entity by Brahma, namely man, demigods, animal, none but says not this was. It is stated that at the sight of his own daughter, even Brahma was bewildered by her charms, shamelessly ran up to her in the form of stag, when she took the form of him. So even Brahma was captivated, Lord Shiva also captivated. That means it is showing the warning that how dangerous the association is. How dangerous the association is. All the Bhagavatam from Puranjana, from Daksha, Saubhari Muni, from Jajati, whole Bhagavatam is stating this thing, how dangerous this kind of materialistic mentality of mixing with woman, having sense gratification like this. Even the last Pururava with Urvashi. So many years they have wasted. Therefore, today's also purport and verse is a wasting of time. So you have wasted time. Why? Because you are engaged in something which is very temporary sense gratification. There is a beautiful verses it is say that in this way. Prabhu quoted one time the themes Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan. He quoted entire 11:26 chapter. What is the polluted what is this verses 11:26 11:26? What is the use of the education? 11:26 12. What is the use? This is 12. So very nice. What is the use of big education or practice of austerity, renunciation? What is the use of studying religious scripture, of living in solitude and silence, if after all that one's mind is stolen by woman? So this is stated very important things, that how one should be should not be like Sudra and engage in the sense gratification. Even a household also, a license given for 50 years. That up to regulation. Sex life is very much regulated only for procreation of the child, not for any other purpose. Not for like monkeys. Monkeys have no procreation kind of thing. Contraception is very abominable. It's like abortion. He was telling now 70% of death due to abortion. So therefore, this kind of fleeting, flickering, flinging sex is not approved in Shastra. So today's verses is saying that. Today's verses is saying 5:14:31. So today's verses is, so we go back to verses. So today verses is saying that in this way, descendant of the monkey intermingle with each other. They are generally known as Shudra. Without hesitating, they live, move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the face of this sex life, which remind them of sense gratification. Because as soon as you have seeing each other associate with women, therefore association is very important. You will be captivated. You will be captivated. Even the Brahma is captivated. What to speak of others? So it is stated in this beautiful verses in this regard also, that one should not associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of knowledge of self-realization, who is no more than a dancing down in the hands of woman. Another verses I forget which say that even a great emperor, by seeing he become very 10:51:51. Having conquered the entire cycle of direction, being thus free from conflict, a man sit on the splendid throne, receiving praise from leader, who were once his equal. When he entered the woman's chamber, when sex pleasure is found, he is laid about like a pet animal. Oh Lord, how much? See, they're so strong. It's captivating. Lord Shiva also about to speak out human being. So therefore, one should not be like Sudra and simply captivated by sense gratification. So they are always engaged in material activity known as Gramya Karma. So the Gramya Karma is about Gramya Katha, the Gramya Karma. So Prabhupada has given very nice, what is the Gramya Karma? Gramya Karma means, Prabhupada has given this translation that, no, by material activities for sense gratification. So this Gramya Karma means people are going office, they have some rasa, taste is there, sense gratification is there, and that is called Bhakti Rasa is there, this is called mundane Rasa. See, they go, they work hard for the sense gratification. This Gramya Karma is condemned. Even Rishabhadev say that, Nayam deham bhajam, Nam deha bhajam, niloke kastan kaman arati vidbhujam. So much of encumbrance, enormous stressful life, exceedingly busy life. So this is not conducive for our, this is called Gramya Karma. Therefore, Rishabhadev says that one should not do. That is for Vidbhujam. Vidbhujam means two-looting animal also work hard. So therefore, one should tapodivyam putrikajan. We have to purify the existence by the process of austerity and penance to come to the position of devotional service. Therefore, the Gramya Karma is not recommended here. Working hard. All the karma should come to the point of tattva jigyasa. So it is stated that unless sorry, 1 to 11. One 11, what 211? 211. That Divasya Tattva Jigyasa. 1 to 10. Kamasya Nendriya Priti Lava Jivet Lava, Divasya Tattva Jigyasa. Atata Brahma. Human life begins with Atata Brahma Jigyasa or Divasya Tattva Jigyasa. Not Chehe Karma Bhi. Our karma, life desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only healthy life or self-preservation. Bare necessity. Since human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth, nothing else should be goal of one. Just like Prabhupada today, Sikhyamrutam, he told bare necessity. The bare necessity is important. And nothing should be goal of one work. You should not use the work for sense gratification. Nehat karma dharmaya. These are beautiful verses. He says that your karma should come to the point of culminating and concluding to the point of devotional service. Otherwise, it is like suicidal. Nehat karma dharmaya na vairagya kalpate. Your karma should come to the renunciation. And na tirthapada sevaya jivan api mutthaisa. So it says that anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, anyone who is religious, ritualistic performance, do not raise him to renunciation. Anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead almost, although he is breathing. So this is suicidal. So one has to, your work is to culminating to the point of devotional service. Otherwise, his work is binding. Therefore, it is said that Gramya Karma. Gramya Karma means whose karma is not connected to this type of thing. There is a verse Prabhu told that workaholic. Forget this verse. Workaholic. Workaholic is very detrimental to the advance in Krishna consciousness. Those who work very hard. He quoted one time. I forget, somewhere I have to find out. Workaholic. You are not there when he quoted. Long back, 3 years back. Workaholic. See, working hard very much is not good, because you will lose this. You will not get the time to engage in the Krishna service. So much encumbrance. Just like all householder, you are going to office, coming back tired. Where the time to hear? Whole 5 days, the association is bad, hearing is not there. Hearing also Gramya Katha, association is Gramya association. Then Saturday, Sunday you should come. This is a cleansing process. And whole 5 days you are in Gramya Karma. Whole 5 days if we are in Gramya association, Gramya Katha, then things will be very deteriorated. We cannot advance. We will be stagnated. Without sufficient hearing, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. No chance. So this is the thing. So this Gramya Karma is not advice. So much of working. So here it is saying that that they are always engaged in material activity known as Gramya Karma. They work hard for material benefit. They forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished. They will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. Very, very important, these things. See how the materialistic they work like. They plan, every time planning. Just like we are planning for our Dham Jatra. They are planning day and night. My dear Lord, all the living entity within the material world, mad after planning for things. Everybody is planning. They have a task list. I have this thing. I have to get this. I have to have this bank balance. I have to this investment like this. Everybody is mad after planning for things. They are always busy with a desire to do this or that. This is the exact symptoms of a materialistic person. This is due to uncontrollable greed. The greed for material enjoyment is always existing in living entity. But your lordship is always alert. And in due course of time, you strike him just like a snake seizes a mouse, very easily swallow him. That is what things. They do not know. They are oblivion to the fact that time factor is very, very important. Murtu sarvas kalosmi, murtu sarvarasa chaham. So Krishna will be there. The death will come once very day. We are trying to planning all the things. Krishna come and takes away. Time factor will take away all our thing, all the planning. Therefore, there is a verses it is say that all your permanent situation will not stay. You cannot maintain your status quo. You are trying to work hard. See here it is say that personality of Godhead say, as a mass cloud does not know the powerful influence of the wind, a person engaged in material consciousness does not know the powerful strength of the time factor by which he is being carried. He do not know the time. These people, Sudras, ignorance, materialists, they do not know that. All the so-called Mogovasa, Mogo Karma, Mogo Jnana Vichetisa, whatever is produced by the materialistic with great pain and labor, so-called happiness, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the time factor, destroys. For this reason, conditioned soul laments. The lamenting is called Sudra. Sudoti iti Sudra. They are lamenting. Sodoti means lamenting. Because why they are lamenting? Because they do not know the actual self-interest. So therefore it is said that all their happiness, they are destroyed by time factor. Like a crocodile jaw, time factor. Just like a Gajendra. Gajendra was being pulled. We are in the crocodile jaw. We are pulled every day. Ayur harati by punsam udyam astam cha anyasa. So therefore, these materialistic people do not know, oblivious to the fact. Therefore, it is said that they forget the complete one day their span of life will be finished. They will be degraded into evolutionary process. There is a beautiful Sanskrit word it is used that it is said that what is that? Gramya karmana kurpana. It is said that what is that? Was called ati kurpana buddhi. This is called kurpana buddhi. Kurpana buddhi means supposing you have got this human form of life. So human form of life, after a evolutionary process, you have got this human form of life. Very, very rare. And this human form of life is a Johnson, Prabhupada say in this purport, is a Johnson to make your life perfect. Either perfect or degraded. Urdham gachanti. Prabhupada used this word, janti deva vatam deva. So the Johnson, after evolutionary process you have got. And this human form of life is very, very rare actually. It's a unique, but it is a unique opportunity. Because all other species, they do not have this opportunity of Krishna consciousness. While rotating in the cycle of birth and death, again and again different species, because of his own fruitive activity, the dependent living entity by good fortune may happen to become a human being. See, this human birth is very rarely obtained. After the cycle, asitim chaturascha iva lakkhana tan jiva jatisu. Out of 8.4 evolutionary process transmigrating, one got this opportunity of human being. Why human being is so auspicious, so important? Because it gives us a unique opportunity to go back to Godhead. Which verse is say? 11, 9, 28. 9, 28. Go 28 first. 11, 9, 28, it is say that the Supreme Personality of Godhead expanding his own potency, Mahashakti, created innumerable spaces of life to house the conditioned soul. Yet by creating the forms of trees and reptiles, animals, bats, snakes, and so on, the Lord was not satisfied with his heart. Then he created human life, which offered the conditioned soul, sufficient intelligence to perceive the absolute truth, became pleased. See, no other species has this privilege, a prerogative of going back to Godhead. Therefore, yesterday he quoted the word, what is that? Dharmasya eka adhika visheta, dharmena hina pasuvi saman. Without dharma, Krishna consciousness only a privilege or prerogative privilege of human species of life, no other species of life. Therefore, human birth is told as a very, very rare. Even the demigods, they wanted to get this human form of life. It is said that the demigods also, the resident of both heaven and hell, desire human birth to earth planet, because human life facilitates the achievement of transcendental knowledge and love of Godhead, whereas neither heavenly nor hellish bodies efficiently provide such opportunity. So you cannot get any other species of life where you can perfect your life. Only human birth. Therefore, even in demigods, heaven or hell, they wanted to become a human form of life. A human being who is wise should never desire promotion to heavenly planet or residence in hell. Indeed, human beings should never desire permanent residence on the earth. They should not be permanent. And for by such absorption in material body, one becomes foolishly negligent of one's actual self-interest. Therefore, one should not, after getting human form of life, one should not desire for the permanent residence on the earth. Because by such absorption of the material body, one becomes negligent of actual interest. Actual interest. What is our actual interest? A wise person, knowing although material body is subject to death, it can still award perfection of one's life, should not foolishly neglect to take advantages of the opportunity before death arrives. The same as 11.9.29. Tunam jatetana pated anumurtu javan. So it is same that one should not neglect, same as asitim chaturasaiva, there is a avalatam, there is a verse, you should not neglect it after getting human form of life. You should not neglect this opportunity before death arrives. We should finish this business. Then without attachment, a bird gives up the trees in which the nest was constructed. When that tree is cut down by cruel men who are like death personified, does the bird achieve happiness in another place? So therefore, this is what we have to give up, this attachment. Finally, the very beautiful verses, it is said that that knowing that one duration of life is being similarly cut down by passing days and nights. This is the same as Ayur Harati by Punsam, Udyam Astam Channesu. One should be second by fear. So we are not so much fear of death, because death is some kind of discussion about the death in a public platform is pretty much sterilized, sealed. They do not talk open, oh death, you are very inauspicious, you are talking. But Bhagavatam is always the death, talking about a lot of things about death, because here it is said that one should be second by fear. In this way, giving up all material attachment and desire, one understands the Supreme Lord, achieve perfect peace. So Bhagavatam is teaching us. People sometimes, devotee in the beginning stage, they do not care for this. They focus on the process, swayed away by this thing. But actually, one should be second. Prabhupada says that what is the old age? Old age means nearing to death. Who can say that one is not nearing to death? So everybody is nearing to death. One cannot say that, oh, I am grasta, I started my spiritual life now, so I should not be thinking of all these big things. No. One should be second by fear, and one should be intensified devotional service, thinking that at any moment, Parikshit Maharaj is telling, any moment I can die. Mriyamanayam, what is the best thing? So anytime one can die. Nishwasa nahi vishwasa. Tadaruddhava vishyati. That is Bilba Mangata would say. Anytime one can lost his things. So therefore one should try to actually try to endeavor for self-interest. So today verses is that one should not be oblivion to the fact that he is passing his time, because every sunrise we are dragged by the death. We are plundered, our duration is plundered by sun. Only person who is discussing Bhagavatam, he is not dragged. He is dragged by Krishna, towards Krishna, not towards death. That is the difference. So therefore one should be serious. So we will end with this 2-3 verses from Bhagavatam, from Prahlad Maharaj teaching to his peers. Jatha hi purusreya Vishnu pada upasramanam, upasarpanam. So here it is said that the human form of life affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, every living entity, especially in human form of life, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of the Lord Vishnu. This devotional service is natural because Lord Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the most beloved master of the soul and well-wisher of all other living entities. So this is the goal of life, to go back to Godhead. Our whole idea to go back to Godhead. How it is possible? By developing the love of Godhead. Without loving for Vasudev, nobody can go. Yesterday, he quoted one verse from Sri Rishabhdev, 556. That Vasudeva, this is a very nice word. Say that, it's a very nice Sanskrit one. So it is say that, my Vasudeva na muchyate deho jogena tavat, pritinna javan my Vasudeva. So priti sandarbha, priti means perfection, prayojana. So here it is say that, this beautiful verse, that pritinna javan my Vasudeva na muchyate deho jogena tavat. Unless one develop love, when the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, it does not understand individual living being and supreme living being. His mind is subjugated by fruitive activity. Therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudev, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept a material body again. So one has to, the whole idea of Krishna consciousness background is developing the love attachment for the Krishna. Therefore, it is, therefore this, therefore our Acharya Prahlad Maharaj, 7 of coming. But after that, Prabhupada did not drink. Prabhupada was aeroplane. He go, then somebody gave the 7 up. Prabhupada, after taking, how you feel, Prabhupada? Very refreshing. Then again they gave. Then finally come to know that it's a soft drink and all. So he stopped after that. So here it is say that, Prahlad Maharaj, if the demigod, demon, human being, Daksha, Gandharva, anyone within this universe renders service to the lotus feet of the Mukunda, who can deliver liberation, he is actually situated in most auspicious condition of life, exactly like the Mahadana headed by Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj is teaching that one has to come to the platform of devotional service. It's a very auspicious condition. Krishna consciousness means fortune. Most fortune means association of devotee. And most fortune means living your body in association of devotee, remembering Krishna. And why it is important? Because there is no other alternative method than coming to the platform of devotional service to get out from the clutches. So he continued that, my dear friend or son of demon, you cannot please Supreme Personality of Godhead by becoming perfect Brahmana, demigods or great saints, or by becoming perfectly good in etiquette or vast learning. None of these qualifications can awaken the pleasure of the Lord. Nor by charity, austerity, sacrifice, cleanliness, vow can one satisfy the Lord. The Lord is pleased only one has unflinching, unalloyed devotional to him. Without sincere devotional service, everything is simply a show. Everything simply a show. So that is the thing. You have to develop this love for Krishna. Bhakti tutasya bhagavana. Jatha, what is that? Jatha, elephant, gajan, Jatha gaja. The same verses is repeated by Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj says that everybody, whole idea of Krishna consciousness to satisfy the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj says that one may possess wealth, aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, religions, intelligence, mystic yoga power. But I think that even all these qualifications one cannot satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this. Thus the Lord was satisfied with him. See, this Bhaktyat utasya bhagavana gaja juthapaya. Bhaktyat utasya bhagavan. Bhakti only satisfies the Lord, not any other thing. Not by all jnana, karma, other thing. So we will finish this last two verses is there. So here it is said that, my dear friends, O son of demons, in the same favorable way one sees himself, takes care of himself. Take to devotional service to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present everywhere as super soul of all living entities. Just like we seize himself and take care of ourselves, similarly we should take the devotional service in that serious mode. And finally, two verses is there. So this verse is very, very important verses Prahlad Maharaj is quoting. Prahlad Maharaj says, O friend, O son of demon, everyone, including you, Rakyasa, the unintelligent woman, Sudras, cowherd men, bats, the lower animals, the sinful living entity can revive his original eternal spiritual life and exist forever simply by accepting the principle of Bhakti Yoga. See, sometimes they challenge, where is Bhakti Yoga? Bhakti Yoga in every chapter, every page of Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam. Bhakti Yoga is ultimate things. Yatha bhaktir mamorjita. So final verses before we disband. So here it is said that very nice verses. We should read the Sanskrit, this one. Etavan evalokosmin punsam swartha parhasmrita ekanta bhaktir govinde yas sarvatra tadikyanam. So this verse is very important. In this material world, to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, to see him everywhere is only goal of life. Our goal of life is the same thing. This much alone is ultimate goal of human life, as explained by all revealed scripture. So all the revealed scripture loudly and vociferously declared, proclaimed that the bhakti is the only goal of life. Bhakti is there. So render service to the lotus feet of Govinda is cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere is only goal of life. That's all. This is the ultimate goal of human life. No other. Bhakti is the last word in our Vedas, in our scripture. Last word. Krishna also says that once you attain bhakti, there is nothing else beyond this. That is the end point. You have taught the summit point. The verse is there. He spoke to Uddhava. This is quoted by Jiva Goswami also in Sandarbhas, Priti Sandarbhas. So he said that bhaktim labdhat sadhava kim anyad avishyasate maya ananta gunna brahmani anadanu bhavatmani. So he is saying that what more remains to be accomplished for the perfect devotee after achieving devotional service unto me? The supreme absolute truth, whose qualities are innumerable, who am the embodiment of ecstatic spirit. So what more remains? That's all. That's the end point. That is the pinnacle point of perfection, the prayojana state, where we have bhakti. So there is nothing to be. So this is the end. So therefore it is stated today's verses that one should not be, one should be very rigid in following the principles given by the acharyas, and one should neglect this human form of life, which is although very transient, temporary, but it affords a very unique opportunity, unique advantages, so that we can go back to God. This is the mercy of this. We should be very much proud and very much gratitude or very much obliged to all our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, all our sampradaya. They have given this, particularly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is given. Yesterday the verses quoted. That is what is it? Propitious Ananda. What is that called? 10, 11, 119, right? Anandamaya Daya Daya. Ananda, see, this is beautiful 10, 119, Madhya. So here it is said that Sri Chaitanya Daya Nidhe Tava Daya Bhuyat. Amanda Daya. Amanda Daya Daya. Amanda means propitious. Propitious compassion. The very favorable, advantageous compassion. Sometimes compassion is not, may not be advantageous. It is advantageous compassion. So that we can go back to. Therefore, it is said that Chaitanya ra daya karile bichara chitta paive chamatkar. If you contemplate the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you will be your mind will be striking, astonishingly striking. You find astonishingly striking. Chitta paive chamatkar. So therefore, one should be serious and more concentrated in taking up the Krishna consciousness and going back to Godhead in this life. Prabhupada says that do not procrastination is thief of time. Do not procrastination, because as advances Kali Yuga, these things are so much topsy turvy. Just like Prabhu told that this Tirupati Ladu is the representation of Sanatana Dharma. Everything is adulterated. Everything is hush-push. Everything is khichdi. Things are so degenerating, deteriorating. So therefore, one should finish this business. Be in this life. No need to procrastinate like that. But in this life, we can go easily. A process of going back to in this life, last verses will show that he said that in this life one can go. 5:18:9, 5:18:16. No, this is spoken by whom? 5:12:16. It's spoken by Jadavarat only. Simply by giving up the association of worldly people, associating with exalted devotee, anyone can attain perfection of knowledge. With sword of knowledge can cut into pieces of illusory association with this within the material world. Through the association of devotee, one can engage in the service of Lord by hearing, chanting, Savanam, Kirtanam. Thus, one can revive his dormant Krishna consciousness and sticking to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness, return home back to God in this even life, even in this life, period. Simply you have to associate with devotee and hear from them. Association of devotee, not chit-chatting. Quality of association also important. This simply coming chit-chatting, gramya katha gra is not important. Gossiping and all this is not association of devotee. Association of devotee means always you have to have Krishna katha. Paraspara anukathanam pavanam bhagavana dāsa. 11:330. Bhagavana dāsa. So we will be, so the main whole idea of this one is association of devotee is hearing Krishna Katha. So hearing Krishna Katha will bring us to the platform of going back to Godhead even in this life. So therefore, I would request everyone to make it a mandatory compulsory of attending at least Saturday, Sunday. At least one day, at least morning program must be for our household. Saturday, Sunday is the best. Other day, if you can come, many people morning program of Mangalarti, Global Deity Darshan, many people are coming. So you can come, you nearby means must come. If you are outside, at least at house also, Prabhupada say any condition, any circumstances, you follow the regulative principle of Mangalarti, then deity worship. Today also deity worship means attachment to the Lord. It will attachment for the Lord. Deity worship, then hearing Bhagavatam. Three things. You don't hear on what is that called? Ardha Kurkuta. What is that called? Half an philosophy. Ardha Kukuta. Nah. So Ardha Kukuta na means supposing you coming, you are not coming, not hearing all process of chanting. Even Mangalarti attending chanting also, if you are not hearing, that also will not advance. Because hearing is very important. So, and you are hearing, but you are not properly doing chanting and Mangalarti, that also will not. So you have to sarvamatham ritam manya. Whole package Prabhupada given, so that we can go back to God. Therefore, Prabhupada said that, you see, our program is very much confirmed by the Shastra, particularly Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you very much. So please make us mandatory. We should have so many people in Saturday. Prabhu will be very happy. He will be encouraged to give classes. No, he wanted to this. It's because devotees are always, he goes to everywhere. Devotee means always want to speak about Krishna. 10:13:2. So devotees quality means everybody will, every time he wanted to speak Krishna Katha. That is the quality of devotee. Everybody is coming means he wanted to speak. Prabhu is going. Why? Because he wanted to speak, wanted to pass this message. The verse is there, 10:13-2. Is it 10:13-2? Paramahansa devotee who have accepted the essence of life are attached to the Krishna in core of their heart. He is the aim of their life. It is their nature to talk only Krishna at every moment, as if such topics were newer and newer. Not that, oh, same Bhagavatam I know, same Krishna consciousness, same material element. No, because it's nectar. Therefore, Prabhupada says that avikshana, again and again. More and more this nectar, more and more you purify. One time taking nectar, purify. Another time nectar, purify. Same thing also purify because it's a nectar. They are attached to such topics just as a materialistic attached to the topics of women and sex. You go to office, you hear either project talk or all this nonsense. Yes or no? There are beautiful verses I'll show you. So it is stated that when there is a congregation of devotees, the discussion, question, answer become conclusive to both the speaker and the audience. Thus, such a meeting is beneficial for everyone, real happiness. So this kind of program, morning program, 4:20 so very important. Vasudeva Katham Ruchi. Vasudeva Katham Ruchi. Vasudeva Katha is very purifying to everyone. Speaker who's questioning everybody. Vasudeva Katha Prasna Purusham Trim Punati. Actually, Bhagavatam is based on question answer. Bhagavad Gita is based on question answer, Arjuna and Krishna. 17 questions Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam is full of question answer, completely. Just the Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purify the three worlds, the upper, middle, lower planetary system. Similarly, when one asks question about the pastimes, characteristic of the Lord Vasudeva Krishna, three varieties of men are purified. The speaker or preacher, he inquires, and people in general will listen. The speaker also is not speaking to show off their talent, purification. Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. In this age of Kali, actually, only Krishna Katha is very, very important. Particularly, this verses is quoted for that purpose. Yani aniha charitani manusya sadhava kalo, particularly Kali Yuga, sinmantam kritantascha tarishchanti anjasa tamaha. 11:624. My dear Lord, those pious and saintly person who in the age of Kali hear about your transcendental activities, also glorify them, will easily cross over the darkness of the age. See? Period. All Bhagavatam is coming to the point. We have to repeated, mind has to be repeatedly. Sometimes they said, why Prabhupada is making so much repetition of Krishna consciousness, Krishna, all purport is like repetition. Sometimes, oh, it is kind of boring, monotonous, repeat teachers. No, because our mind is so fickle. Even a roaming senses, even an intelligent person who have a discrimination, 260, 267 Bhagavad Gita, 258. So it will discriminate. Immediately discriminate. Even a man of intelligence also with discriminating immediately will be swayed away by the roaming senses. Therefore, repetition, again and again, and remind us. Remind us, no, I have to come back, mind is going means to bring back. So thank you very much. If you have any question, comment, or anything to add, subtract, anything. Because nothing belongs to this, our yat tatra skalitam. So this Jiva Goswami written Tattva Sandarbha fast, he quoted one verse. Everything, if you think that if it's something a mistake in my speech, you all Pandit, you rectify. If you think that if it is good, consider it, not consider. It's a truth that it does not belong to me, it belongs to my Gurujan. See, very nice. So everything we speak without Prabhupada's purport, without thing we cannot, without hearing from devotees, we cannot speak. We cannot speak anything. So thank you very much. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Jai Srila Prabhupada.